It's time to venture into the Filmverse, a movie fan podcast where we delve into the never-ending recesses of cinema and report our findings. I'm Mytchel Chandler.
And I'm Bryce Payne.
And today, on the second episode of Into the Filmverse, we will be discussing Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, and various content we watched throughout the week. Be sure to join us on Letterboxd, the social network for film lovers. You can follow Bryce Payne at
Payne Reviews, Payne.
And me, Mytchel Chandler, at Mytch Reviews, and Mytch is spelled Mytch. Before we dive into our weekly movie watches, we're going to go off the top with some recent movie news. So, Bryce, it looks like Black Widow was delayed until 2021. So, how do you feel about that?
I don't like it. It's bullshit.
I know. I don't like it either.
It makes next year more packed, but at the same time, it's like I wanted to watch it now.
Yeah, I do feel that. It's very disappointing, especially when, throughout, the movies were closed down for 6 months, so we had nothing to watch, and especially now when there's not a whole lot coming out. It's a little disappointing to not be able to watch a new Marvel film.
Especially since the movie was supposed to come out in May.
I know, May, then it was till November, and now it's till May 7th of 2021. But it's understandable because the studio can't make the money they need to, being with the theaters at limited capacity.
Universal disagrees.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, but they gave this one for free though. But we can't talk about that because NDAs. But with next year being as packed as it is, I figured we would go through all the Marvel films, Sony included, films that are coming out next year. Or actually, not just the Sony Marvel films, but even just the superhero films in general.
DC,
exactly. And see how your thoughts are and how you feel about them. So we're going to start out with Morbius, and that comes out on March 19th of next year.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I definitely am interested in it. Mostly interested in seeing if Michael Keaton is the Vulture from Spider-Man.
Dude, he has to be. Why else would they cast him?
That's a great question. I mean, there's a lot of signs there that it is, especially with that Spider-Man
murderer from PS4.
Yeah, it's really the PS4 game, which I was like, what? But I mean, and he was wearing the same clothes that he was wearing in
the
prison, exactly.
But that's just gonna be like a red hair. You're like, actually, this is a different universe where Spider-Man caught him. This is the Raimiverse.
The Raimiverse. I'd be so just insulted, but.
What's even the point?
What's even the point? Exactly. That Spider-Man's just dead.
Into the Spider-Verse.
But it doesn't matter because the rest of Spider-Man are dead. No, I mean, I definitely hope they're connected. I know there was a whole thing with Amy Pascal, the head of Sony, saying that Kevin Feige was involved, and Kevin Feige was like, no, I'm not.
Our universes are not connected.
Right, exactly.
And he's like, but I'm helping them make their film universe. It's like, why would you be helping them, dude?
Yeah, especially with that new Madam Web movie, or Madam Web or Spider-Woman. I don't know, there's one of the two.
Some Spider-Woman thing with a one who has spider things,
There's the spider things that are coming out. I don't know. I just want to play the Miles Morales game. That's all. Now that's the movie. But, so yeah, we're both pretty excited about Morbius. I'm not a huge fan of Jared Leto, at least from what I've seen.
I've seen him in 2 movies and a Suicide Squad. And actually, I only seen him in Suicide Squad. The other movie I know of, he plays a transgender.
What's that movie?
I think it's Dallas Buyers Club.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet, but I need to. I definitely need to.
And that's all I know about him. Other than he's the 30 Seconds to Mars lead singer and somehow got into acting, which I don't know how.
I know Morbius connects to Blade, so at some point it'd be cool to see Mahershala Ali in Blade.
He's like, you're a vampire. He's like, no, I just have a butt condition. I'm not a real vampire.
You're like, I'm just Jared Leto, man. Wait, no, I'm sorry, wrong franchise. We will talk about Suicide Squad later, but yeah, I mean, so Morbius overall, I mean, it's one of those movies that I'm kind of meh on.
I'm super excited for it, but I'm excited for anything that's to do with superheroes.
Yep, same. So I mean, honestly, I'll probably say I'm excited about every single one of these movies. I'll sound like a broken record here, but exactly. So we'll move on to Black Widow. That's the one that just got delayed, and it got delayed to May 7th.
It's bullshit.
Why
even delay it to November? You should have just been like, yeah, we're just gonna move a year out.
Well, okay, be fair, they did. A lot of the reports said it was going to be over in November, because it was supposed to come out in May of this year, right?
Yes.
And all this stuff kind of started going down in March.
It was supposed to come out in July.
This year?
Venom was supposed to come out in October.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
This whole year in November.
Oh yeah, everything was supposed to come out this year, man. This year was supposed to be cool, but no, I know.
Instead, we got diseases.
We got diseases and staying at home for 6 months, which is what we need to do to make people safe. Which is fine. Well, neither did I. I was just at work all the time, so I didn't have. I had 2 essential jobs, so that was nice. But so Black Widow, like I said, I'm excited for it. As I said, broken record, but My main thing is like it's just a sequel to it's a sequel to
Civil War.
Civil War, which is a prequel to the Endgame. So
And
like,
this is gonna like show her leading up to Infinity War. But it's like, why not just have this come out before Endgame?
yeah, it's like we already know she dies.
What's the point?
What's the point exactly?
Other than like, unless like the other characters in the movie become important, which I think Taskmaster does. He's gonna become. I think he's supposed to become part of like Thaddeus Bolt's like team, and he's making like the Suicide Squad for Marvel.
The Suicide Squad from Marvel style.
Yeah, basically, like, yeah, he's gonna be like training this team, is what the rumor is. But I don't like that either. I'm like, why even have the movie? Why not just have him come somewhere else?
Yeah,
He doesn't even need to be the villain. He can just be like, oh yeah, hi, I'm Taskmaster. I'm here now. What's up? And no one would care. It's Marvel. No one's gonna be like,
yeah, you're right.
what the fuck?
Nobody would care where he shows up. I mean, his outfit doesn't look that cool, which I'm sure I'll go on it. But
okay, so reason behind his outfit not looking like it does in the comics, which does look cool. Remember Spider-Man PS4?
yeah,
Yeah, that's because Japan has a lot of sensors on skulls,
I don't know.
so they can't use his like skull mask. So they just made it a motorcycle helmet, and that instantly ruined like half the effect for me. I was like, he's not even Taskmaster now. He's just a biker with issues.
I mean, hopefully they'll reveal something in Black Widow that's
important.
That's important to the not even so war, but just to the bigger
Phase 4.
Yeah, Phase 4 in general. I mean, maybe it's like that. Something with a scroll. maybe it'd be something that maybe like Black Widow's a scroll the whole time. I don't know, something like that.
No, dude. My favorite rumor is that what's her name? Florence Pugh's character is like actually Black Widow in Infinity War.
That would be weird.
And Black Widow's still alive.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because you remember in Winter Soldier, they like had that mask that pulls off.
Yeah.
That's the rumor.
Or what if it's a scroll? And like that Black Widow's a scroll.
Oh, dude, that would just be bullshit. Because I'd be like, what if Iron Man was just a scroll? What if Thanos was just a scroll?
You can totally
what if everyone's just a scroll?
you can totally.
Besides, Captain Marvel 2 is going to be doing Secret Invasion. We don't need.
Yeah, great. But speaking of great. We move on to Venom, or Let There Be Carnage. That comes out on June 25th.
They cut off Woody Harrelson's hair because everyone made fun of his wig in the first one.
Let There Be Carnage.
They're like, this wig looks like shit, and they just shaved it off and gave him like a straight fucking like military style haircut.
I mean, the first Venom was.
I liked it. It was funny.
It was. Yeah, I think it's funny. I it's decent, but I just left overall just not too satisfied. And I really think it was mostly due to the ending. It was just
Not
like a
my
CGI fest. Hashtag not my Venom. No, it was just really just all to that ending, really. It was just kind of lackluster.
It felt like it was rushed.
And honestly, it just seemed like too CGI.
Man, have you ever seen Godzilla?
Which one? There's like 20 of them.
Basically, all the new ones, like from I don't watch Godzilla. This is just my opinion as an outside person looking in. It's just two like CGI monsters.
Oh, you know, like King of the Monsters.
Yeah,
or that one?
It's not just all.
Yeah,
CGI?
those are terrible too. Yeah.
Yeah, like people like those. They don't like them.
Oh, I'm sure they love it. I mean, I like the original one.
You're gonna be the only one in the world that's just like, man, fuck this movie.
It's just man. I don't know. I just cool, but where's Spider-Man? I just honestly that's gonna be he's a murderer. Yeah, and Morbius exactly. But that's gonna be me at every Venom movie. Just like, where's Spider-Man? And I don't know if that's fair to me, but Venom is a Spider-Man character. Like that's what he is. I don't know why he has a movie by himself, but he's not with Spider-Man.
Because Sony fucked up and didn't buy the Marvel characters when they were offered back in the 90s. They're like, no, we'll only take Spider-Man. He's the only popular one. And then Fox is like, X-Men. Yes.
X-Men. I'll take those.
And then Marvel's like, hey man, we can do this.
They're like, we'll just buy you. But yeah, so I guess overall thoughts on Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
I'm pretty excited. I think if they do it well, if they somehow link into the MCU, I think it'll be a movie that I'll really enjoy. If not, it'll be a fun watch for one time.
Yeah, it'll be a fun watch. I'm sure, but I just hope it's not too CGI.
Yeah,
heavy.
if it's too much, then I won't want to do it. But Andy Serkis is the one directing it.
That's true, and that is exciting. I didn't think about that. Andy Serkis is a good director, and Tom Hardy is a
charismatic motherfucker.
He is, and he's really fun to watch. And he really brought that Venom movie to life. It was really
especially because he was voicing both Eddie and Venom.
Exactly, it was the interaction between Venom and
Eddie that made the whole movie worth watching.
Worth watching. So I mean, I guess if they really focus on that and make me care about the CGI battles because they aren't that good, then I'll enjoy it. That's my main thing.
Yeah, because I really liked Venom and Eddie's interactions with each other. They were awesome.
Not even a month later. It's like 2 weeks later after that. On July 9th, Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings.
What if this was just Kevin Feige being like, man, fuck you, Sony.
Fuck you, Sony!
People will wait for our movie and not go to yours.
Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious. No, honestly, they're probably gonna make a lot. They're both probably gonna make a lot of money. I'm sure Venom.
Superheroes.
That's not a lot of time between two movies to have large tentpole movies, especially when they're both Marvel movies or ish.
I mean, you also gotta think it's not just Marvel movies coming out next year. It's also like A Quiet Place Part 2 and a bunch of other
right. You gotta think exactly
people that are like trying to push their movies out, trying to make a shit ton of money too. And not everyone's gonna go to the theater.
Yeah, there's a lot of
the weird ones.
There's a lot of tentpole films coming out next year. That aren't superhero movies, but of course we're just talking about the superhero movies here.
Those are the big ones that are getting pushed back. Everything else is like, eh.
So what do you think about Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings? Are you excited about it? What are your thoughts?
It's gonna be another Tony Stark made villain.
Oh my gosh! I swear, if it's another Tony Stark made villain, I'm gonna be so mad. Like they just did that in Far From Home.
Phase 4
well,
is
honestly
always gonna be Tony Stark made villain.
But it's been that the whole movie. All of it's just been Tony Stark. Like think about it. Oh my gosh, Bucky made Tony Stark. Bucky killed, and especially in Civil War was Bucky. Tony was like, I'm mad at you, and then like. I know, honestly, I'd probably go to every single Marvel film.
Somehow he had a hand in every single fucking
Tony
one.
Stark's dad. It was the Captain America First Avenger. I mean, probably the Thor movies that could probably be separated, but maybe some of the...
Howard Stark had made S.H.I.E.L.D., and S.H.I.E.L.D. never would have fucked with Thor.
Yeah, okay. I mean, but you get my point, though. It's like...
Loki wasn't made by Tony, okay.
No, but they would have never had the technology, probably, if it wasn't for Tony.
Or Incredible Hulk. Tony made the guns that fucking attacked the Hulk.
But basically, our point is everything
in the franchise has to do with
Tony, exactly. So I'm just hoping, because, the Ten Rings, Legend of the Ten Rings, the Ten Rings is a terrorist group that was led by the Mandarin, or not Trevor Slattery.
And they kidnapped Tony in the first Iron Man.
Right. And
Tony killed, like, 2 of their members.
Exactly.
So now I'm thinking the Mandarin's like, all right, man, we're going to go for revenge on the world because of fucking Tony Stark.
I just hope that's not what it is. And that's my main thing. I just want it to be its own thing. But, which I'm really excited about, I don't know if anybody has ever seen this, but there's this movie called, this TV show. I'm not really sure what it aired on first, but it's on Netflix, and I've been binge watching it the past few weeks. It's called Kim's Convenience. And there's this main character on the show. His character is called Chung. But I think it's Simu Liu. Forgot his name off the top of my head, but he's going to be Shang-Chi in the film, and I just thought it was super cool if anybody has seen that. You've seen that, or if you want to see him in something else before you go and watch Shang-Chi. It's a really good TV show, and I'll be talking about it a little bit later. But that was exciting. And before I move on to the sort of second half of these movies here, I do want to mention. I told my coworker I would mention this, that. I was talking about movies and how I do a podcast, and we started talking about Tom Hanks movies, and he got mad that I only saw 2. I've only seen technically 4 Tom Hanks movies, but
there's 4 Toy Stories.
There's 4. Oh, sorry, I've seen 5 Tom Hanks movies, but really just 4 of them are Toy Story, so I just count that as 1. But I've seen the Toy Story, and then I've seen
Forrest Gump?
Forrest Gump. I couldn't even think of the name. Forrest Gump. And actually, now that you mentioned it, I did watch Catch Me If You Can, so I guess that counts 6.
Wait, I was thinking of Now You See Me. I was like, that's not the same movie.
But Catch Me If You Can, that's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio, like, doing the check thing. But honestly, I didn't even know Catch Me If You Can. I didn't even know Tom Hanks was in that movie. But I should just say that I just had to mention that.
Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Right.
He did really good as Mr. Rogers.
But back to
he was also in this movie. God, what's it called? It has to do with like an airport.
Sully?
No, I'll tell you after the podcast. But yeah, he's in this thing where he's just like stuck in an airport, and he plays this like immigrant who's stuck in an airport for like years.
Oh, Castaway is obviously one I haven't seen. It's integral.
I haven't seen that either. It's okay.
There's a lot of Tom Hanks films that I haven't watched, which I'm going to watch at some point. I just am a neglectful film viewer or film lover.
There's just so many films to watch.
There are.
You want to hear a funny story about Shang-Chi, though?
Sure.
So at the beginning of COVID, the director basically, before they were actually like halting productions, right? Before like it became a huge thing, the director of Shang-Chi isolated himself without telling fucking anybody.
Oh my god.
He just straight up locked himself in the house and was like, yeah, I'm not coming out.
I remember that.
And everyone was just like, the fuck? And he was like, no, I'm not leaving my house. Fuck this. I ain't going out there.
Yeah, no, actually, now that you mentioned that, I remember that. It was just a really weird thing. Everyone's like, I'm not coming outside. And it's like, what's this dude doing?
He's like,
and then
you have to film the movie, dude.
A month later, he's like, nah. A month later, everybody's like, oh, that makes sense.
Like, oh yeah, this is a pretty serious thing. Maybe we shouldn't give him as much shit. I remember reading about that, being like, what the fuck? The dude just was like, nah, man, I ain't coming out. Halt production, and everyone's just like, all right,
okay.
You can't really shoot the movie without the director.
Yeah, so then we'll move on to the Suicide Squad, which comes out on August 6th.
Man, did you see that trailer? That showed fucking nothing.
Okay, but that wasn't a trailer, to be fair. That was a behind-the-scenes look of James Gunn showing off all his wacky-ass characters. And just
we already know he does this. We already know who characters he makes. He's fucking James Gunn.
Okay, but like that's okay. But just the Suicides we got, like with who is it? David Ayer that directed that one. I think it was David Ayer that directed it.
I want to say yes,
but. And then James Gunn's Suicide Squad, after Disney fired him for no reason.
He was just like, well, I'll just go over here then. Fuck you. And Kevin Feige just sitting at his desk like,
he's like, I just want your back. I'm sorry.
So Disney comes in like, hey, man, we need to find a new director. No. What do you mean no? Like, I'll just wait. What do you mean you'll wait? I'm going to wait until they get James Gunn back. No one else to direct it. We'll just act like we're getting someone else, but we're not going to get someone else.
Exactly. So I'm glad that he's coming back for Guardians 3, obviously.
But they were like, when are you going to film this? And he was like, bruh, I'm busy.
Suicide Squad, man.
Suicide Squad. You guys fucked up.
Yeah, no, but that movie looks really wacky, and I just really like James Gunn's work.
Margot Robbie looks really good. And
she looks like a lot better than
both.
One.
She's really hot in it. And she's just like, her costumes are just like gradually getting better as she gets less of like, her character evolves. It goes from like the fucking stripper outfit from the first Suicide Squad to like, in Birds of Prey, she's wearing like that ball gown and shit.
The ball gown, or
she keeps getting like nicer outfits to wear now than being like, oh, she's a psycho. Look at how she dresses. She dresses all slutty and shit. It's like she's a woman who's refining her character, learning to be a better person, and still in a shitty situation because she's still in the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, exactly. No, and that's what I really enjoyed about the Harley Quinn character, as we've seen over the years, is that it's just it's grown from that Joker
trapped in this like Page character.
Yeah, trapped in the Stockholm Syndrome type deal, which I never liked that Harley where she's been on the Joker's side.
And she's like, oh, Gordon, I can't go without you. And everyone's like, get the fuck
out of the relationship. Yeah, and we're like, so when she was finally becoming her own character, I'm just like, oh, finally, I really like this character.
Her like, I don't know, she's gradually growing into a better character. Like, little backstory, my wife hated Suicide Squad. She was like, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. She hated Harley Quinn. She was like, she's annoying, it's terrible. And I was like, oh, we're going to see Birds of Prey. And she's like, I don't want to see that. I was like, well, we're going to go see it anyway. We're going to, whatever, fuck your opinions. We're going to go see it. And after the movie, she looked at me and she was like, I really love this movie. It was like Deadpool. And I was like, yes, it's so good.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just really good to see her character grow. And that's why, another reason beyond anything, James Gunn, that I'm excited for the new Suicide Squad. Or the stacked cast they have with Idris Elba, I don't even know, John Cena. Is Dave Bautista in there, I thought? No.
No,
but honestly, I could list like...
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of... I know, like,
actors.
Yeah, there's like... Oh, God, I can't remember his name right now.
Oh, or that King Shark's going to be in it? Yes, please. I love King Shark.
Michael Rooker's going to be in it, of course.
Oh, Michael Rooker.
Anything James is going to make has to have Michael Rooker.
Slither.
But, like... I don't know, like I was looking at this. I was looking at the cast. I was like, "Damn, this is a fucking packed cast."
So, John
Pete Davidson. That's what I was thinking about. Because I just happened to that about him.
Nathan Fillion, Taika Waititi,
Michael Rooker, of course, Peter Capaldi. So Doctor Who fans.
Viola Davis, of course, because she was the Suicide Squad in the first one. So this is like a soft reboot, but it's sort of
a
like
soft reboot, but it's a sequel. It's they know how shitty the first one is, so they're not getting rid of the events in the first one. They're just making the characters better.
Right, exactly.
But my thing is, okay, so with the Suicide Squad, can you believe some of these characters they're having in this movie?
There's a lot. They're all gonna die. That's why it's called the Suicide Squad.
Weasel. They have a character named Weasel, played by Sean Gunn.
Yeah, no, it's bad. Did you see that they're gonna be
Polka Dot Man?
Doing a spin-off series with the John Cena character? They just announced that they're doing a spin-off series on HBO Max. Yeah, on HBO Max with
John Cena's character. HBO Max for so much DC shit.
I know, it's but I digress. So that we're pretty hyped about the Suicide Squad. If James Gunn and then just the bump bash.
Honestly, James Gunn just being attached to things just makes
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, when I was in my English class in college, I wrote like so many pages on James Gunn because he had just got fired from Disney, and I was so fucking pissed. So I stand James Gunn I stand the fuck out of him. He's so good.
Yeah, me too.
Anything he's attached to, I normally like. So I'm like, all right, yeah. Suicide Squad, I'm down.
Well, speaking of DC and trailers, on October 1st, quite a few months after the Suicide Squad. Well, which makes sense for DC, but just as far as the next superhero film.
Yeah, it's like, what happened to fucking September?
I am vengeance. the new Batman film starring Robert Pattinson is coming out October 1st.
Dude, this shit looks brutal. It really does just look absolutely brutal.
I legit threw my remote when I saw when he like beat down that dude and just I am vengeance. And I was like, no, I'm so hyped.
He was like, I was really expecting him to be like, I am Batman or something. I was like, oh god, don't say it.
Right?
Don't say it. He's like, I am vengeance. I was like, oh yeah, beat the shit out of these dudes. Do it.
He's like, who are you? And I'm like, I am vengeance. I'm like, oh yeah, my dude. That's it. That's it.
Here's the sad thing though, is they just started refilming that.
Oh my gosh, he got
Robert Pattinson got COVID 3 days later.
Yep, that's. I mean, but to be fair, he got COVID. They saw immediately. They took him out of production. They shut down production. They got everybody tested, and then within 2 weeks they were back up and running after Robert Pattinson got over it.
My issue is if you're going to open a film set, you would think they would have already had everyone cleared.
Well, no, you're right. I mean, they should be checking everyone. I don't know.
I work in a senior home, and we get tested every fucking week. You would think they would have bigger things on film sets, but it's a ton of people working.
You're right. There has to be some sort of lucrative. I mean, when there's like hundreds of people when you're on set. I know it's the star, so there's no excuse. But
it's like out of everybody that should have been caught. Really?
But it's not like they were in the middle of the shooting and he's like coughs and maybe like he came in and like he got tested and they got tested every day. I don't know how it works, but I'm sure. But the thing is, if they caught it, they took him out of production. Nobody else got sick. They kind of shut it down. That's the real main thing. Exactly.
Now I'm so excited for this movie. I really like. First off, think about this cast: Andy Serkis, which we talked about before in Venom. He's playing Alfred.
Right. That's insane.
That's an Alfred I never knew I needed.
I mean, okay.
I always think of Michael Caine when I'm thinking of Alfred, because sure. Batman trilogy. But like, holy shit, Andy Serkis as fucking Alfred. Like, oh my god, he looks so good.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's a great casting. Paul Dano as the Riddler.
Oh, that's weird though, because like all I think about with him is like Swiss Army Man.
I keep forgetting he was the main character in that. I know we just watched that together, but I always forget. Or Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. Come on,
Colin Farrell as fucking Penguin. Okay, he doesn't even look like Colin Farrell.
In the trailer, he does look like Colin Farrell.
They were like, is that him? And it's like, yeah, dude, that's fucking him.
Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman, and I just don't like the character of Catwoman, so I'm not excited about it.
No, her costume looks really shit. Like,
it did, but like, Zoe Kravitz is a good actress, so I'm excited about that at least. But it's just as far as that goes, I'm not too. Oh, I thought it was Ezra.
Holy shit, Barry! Hold up, he's in the Eternals.
Is he really?
Yeah, Barry Keoghan. I don't know, but he's playing in the Eternals.
We just saw an actor that said his name is Barry Keoghan, and I thought
he's in the Eternals.
Oh, he is. And I thought he was playing, or I thought that was Ezra Miller. That's why I was like, wait, Ezra Miller's in the Batman? But no, he's not.
Speaking of Batman, though, did you hear that Affleck's coming back as Batfleck?
Yeah, I did see that in the new Flash movie.
And all you can think about is, like, he asked Kevin Smith, your little side tangent here. Kevin Smith's making a sequel to Mallrats, right? And
oh, no.
So Ben Affleck played a character in Mallrats, and he's like asking if I need to be put in a bigger role for the sequel to Mallrats, because they were like best friends basically. And all I was like, man, Affleck's really going back to these roles like he said he's never going back to.
He's like, yeah, they're not gonna give me Batman. So let's just go back to Mallrats, I guess. I don't know.
And he's like, actually, I'll do Batman, but now they're thinking that the Flash movie is actually gonna write Batfleck out of existence and do like a soft reboot of the whole like universe.
Makes sense.
Which I don't like, because it's like, you guys fucked this universe up. Why are we paying for that?
I have 3 words. I don't care. No, I mean, after Justice League, I lost all respect for Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah, because he was pretty cool in Batman vs Superman. Like, he was a darker. Yeah. I was like, all right, I would like to learn more about this guy.
Same.
He did a cameo in Suicide Squad. I was like, all right, it seems like he's doing some shit. And then Justice League, I was like, what the fuck happened?
Here's my thing. When first of all, when Bruce Wayne or Ben Affleck picks the Flash up in his bat, or what was it? Wasn't him? Would he pick him in the Batmobile? I can't remember. But in Justice League, he picked the Flash up, and not in his. He just as Bruce Wayne, not as Batman.
There was no mystery. He was just like, yeah, I'm fucking Batman.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like in the comics a lot and in a lot of TV shows, the Justice League doesn't know who he is. Like 90% of the Justice League doesn't know who he is. Which
really
somehow,
like
and even Superman sometimes doesn't know how he is because he like lines his thing with lead. But not that. But it doesn't. I mean, if Superman knew, that's not too big of a deal.
Because like in the comics, they're friends.
Right.
Like, you know.
But he still never takes his mask off around them. He never does it.
But in Justice League, he's like, fuck the rules.
Right, but yeah, exactly. So, but there wasn't even just that. But he picks up Bruce Wayne, so it's like, okay, I can get over that. But then he gets in his car. Ezra Miller's Flash gets in the car and he says, what's your superpower?" And then freaking Ben Affleck.
I'm rich.
Exactly. Looks over. He's like, "I'm rich." I'm like, no, that's not your superpower.
You're not Tony Stark. Shut the fuck up.
I think they might be the same level of rich, but
no, but Tony Stark is more arrogant than Bruce Wayne ever was.
Right, that's fair. Yeah, Bruce Wayne's not very arrogant. He's really
but Tony so in the comics, Tony Stark tried to keep Iron Man secret, but in the movie universe, he straight up is like, yeah, I'm fucking rich. I build everyone's shit. I am Iron Man. Iron Man. Batman's trying to be fucking Iron Man. It's like, you're not Iron Man.
Exactly. He should. Honestly, in my head, what happened in that scene was like, Ezra gets in the car. He's like, "What's your power?" And then Ben Affleck starts driving, and then just like pushes the button and like ejects the Flash out of the car or something like that. Just kind of like something that the Batman would do, or if anything,
not say anything.
Yeah, not say anything. Exactly. If you don't want to make a comedic element, he just looks forward and punches it. I was like, that's Batman's superpower. He just doesn't take shit. He's just like, I'm not entertaining you, kid.
He's a fucking dark version of Iron Man.
But I mean, that is what it is. I digress. So we digress.
On to the next one.
On to the next, exactly. So on November 5th, we have the Eternals.
No. Eternals. They cut the out of it.
Oh, right. I forgot. They changed the title.
The big title change that everyone was making YouTube videos on.
They did. People made YouTube videos on that for no reason. It was like the Eternals to just Eternals.
It's like, I looked it up literally 20 minutes after they announced it, and there's like 5 fucking YouTube videos being like, why did they change it? It's like, you guys have to be fucking kidding me. It's a the
story.
Word the. It's not like they went from Batman vs Superman to Batman vs Superman versus Wonder Woman. Like,
the story of the century. The Eternals changed their title to Eternals. Oh my God! No, how could they?
I don't know much about this, honestly. I know that it has a fucking crazy cast, but
I know absolutely nothing. I mean, and I probably won't know nothing.
In it?
Kit Harington's in it. I forgot about that. Yes, please. I will take all of that.
Angelina Jolie, which I think is weird. I don't really. She doesn't seem like the type of person.
I don't care anymore. You said Kit. I forgot Jon Snow or Kit Harington was in it, and you said that, and I was like
the Black Knight.
I want now. I want it now.
Yeah, dude, he hasn't been in anything really since like Game of Thrones ended.
Yeah, that's true. No, I mean, I don't know, but I don't know anything about Eternals, of course.
Yeah, I know nothing.
Broken record. I'm excited for it because it's a Marvel movie.
It's a new thing, though. It's like okay, so to me, it's on the level of like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
It's like when it first got announced, people didn't know who they were, didn't know shit about them, and they were like, "Ew, really? Guardians of the Galaxy? This looks so."
A talking tree and a raccoon.
This sounds so stupid. And it's like, yeah, you know what? I'll give Marvel the benefit of the doubt. Eternal beings? Why the fuck not? Let's go.
Yep, exactly. Like Kevin Feige can walk on stage and swing his dick in a circle for an hour and a half. And I'm like, yes, give me more, Kevin Feige, give me more.
The last time they announced movies, he literally came on stage and was like, yeah, we're working on X-Men 2004. I was like, ah! It's like, you guys don't even know anything.
Like, guys, we're working on X-Men and Fantastic Four. Oh my God, we're melting!
It might be like a decade from now, but it's happening.
He goes backstage, he's like, dude, I just told them working on X-Men and Fantastic Four. We just bought Fox. What the fuck do they think we're going to happen?
They're like, we already started filming 3 years ago.
He's like, what do they think was going to happen? Of course you're going to work on Fantastic Four and X-Men. I just told them what they already knew, and they ate it up out of my hands.
Because I'm fucking Kevin Feige.
No, I'm sure Kevin Feige, but still, that's pretty much what people do. We do, though.
You know what I find funny about us? Like, everyone, like, mainly us, is like, we're like, Kevin Feige do anything. I don't even think Kevin Feige, like, does much anymore. He's, like, in charge of everything, not just the movies. The comics, the games, the TV shows, the movies.
That's why we're getting Miles Morales.
And so he's like, yeah, we're working on it. I was like, he's probably just over there like, I'm not actually doing shit on this anymore. I just sit over here and sign papers.
And he's like, yep, approved, not like that. Approved.
You want to do a movie with Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe? Yeah, we can't do that. That doesn't even make sense.
Like
Ryan Reynolds in there like, I want to have
oh my God, it's like he gets a Deadpool script every day, and he's like, yeah, we'll wait on that. And Ryan Reynolds is just like knocking at the door. Let me in! Let me the fuck in, Disney!
I just got these movies.
He just knocks there. Donde está la biblioteca, which roughly translates to "Let me the fuck in, Disney."
We get a Deadpool film though, because Ryan
I will
Reynolds
be so pissed if we don't. I will. Oh my god, I'll be so mad. Like that. Honestly, I would take Deadpool, the third Deadpool, over like all these films we just listed. Maybe besides the Batman.
like I feel so bad for Ryan Reynolds because he's just like sitting in his house, just like Blake Lively comes in, she's like, "Hey, honey, you doing okay?" No, they still haven't fucking called me back yet.
He's just sitting there shaking with coffee that's hot. It's just splashing all over his hand. He's like, "I just want to fucking really love Deadpool movie. God damn it!"
I worked so hard to get here.
But yeah,
We're going. This is Blade Trinity. Blade fucking Trinity.
He's like, Trinity. Yeah. I am Deadpool, radioactive Sharpay, Mr. Ryan Reynolds. That's me.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
He gets so mad. He's like, I leaked the footage. I leaked the test footage. Now let me do it. Deadpool 3.
He's like, Fox doesn't even matter anymore. I'll admit it. I fucking did it.
Yeah, that. I mean, we all want to see a Deadpool 3. I think that's a given. But Eternal is just kind of like a blank slate.
He's just like sending papers into Kevin Feige. She doesn't like. There's no script. It just says
Deadpool 3, Deadpool, Deadpool 3, Deadpool 3, Deadpool. He just under his door every day, just slide it under.
Like, he adds one word: Deadpool. Deadpool 3? Question mark. Deadpool 3, please.
It's like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Just paper, just Hogwarts letters everywhere. It's like
he's sitting outside Disney with a sign.
A sign. Give me Deadpool 3.
Okay. On to the final movie.
Yeah, we ran about. Actually, there's two more. So we have.
Oh god.
So on December 17th, we have the new Spider-Man movie.
If fucking Matt Murdock isn't in this movie, I'm gonna lose my shit. They're gonna own the Defenders again. Fucking just put him in. Fuck She-Hulk. I don't give a shit about She-Hulk. Give me the goddamn fucking Matt Murdock with fucking Spider-Man.
That was intense.
I'm so mad about that because he was like, they're like, no, we can't do that. We don't have enough time. And that's like, Disney's gonna own it. Just fucking let him use it.
I think it would be cool to see Matt Murdock in a Spider-Man film, but I don't.
Charlie Cox return as fucking Matt Murdock. Spider-Man 3 as Peter's lawyer. I need it. I don't know how it would work. I don't know if it would make any sense, but I need it.
I need it. Yeah, I mean that's a cool idea. I definitely would. I would freak out too if that was real, but I don't expect that to happen. But Tom Holland, Spider-Man, sign me up.
On the run, you know. Everyone thinks
I don't know if he's gonna be on the run. I don't know how he's gonna
solve the whole fucking thing in 5 minutes.
They said Kraven is the villain, right?
Yeah, and they're working on a Kraven the Hunter spinoff.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Sony's working on a Kraven the Hunter spinoff.
So is it? But is Kraven the villain? Have they confirmed that?
There's a rumor.
Oh, okay.
They really haven't revealed shit.
If they're doing a Kraven spinoff, he's not going to be the. At least I would highly doubt it. It's probably going to be something.
They're going to put him in there and they'll be like, origin film. It's like, we don't need an origin film.
It's going to be like the Scorpion or something like that.
I don't want the Scorpion. Fuck the Scorpion.
I don't want anything
I would
else.
take Kraven the Hunter over every fucking villain other than like Green Goblin.
If they did Green Goblin, I would shit my pants. I love Green Goblin so much.
Or fuck, man, he has.
They have to do Green Goblin. It's Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man is
the third Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is.
They can't. I mean, they're probably not going to do Venom because Venom is unless they connect Venom.
I feel like if they did Oscorp though, like like Norman Osborn and all that, they would have to build that up. That would be a Spider-Man villain you build up because you don't just fucking throw Green Goblin out there and be like, yeah, Green Goblin, bitch. It's not like it's fucking Vulture.
Well, but they did it. Well, they did it in Spider-Man 1, but they kind of set the precedent that
they were already friends. Yeah, but like Spider-Man 3, like they're gonna be like, yeah, Harry Osborn's there. Oh, like they're friends. Oh yeah, my dad's Green Goblin. It's like, what the fuck kind of Vulture ripoff is that? No, man, we need build up. I need to see like Norman Osborn slowly making his way up in the fucking MCU, becoming the next Tony Stark kind of character, but the evil Tony Stark character with all of his tech, and he's becoming like the next Stark Industries. And then bam, Green Goblin. And Harry and Peter has slowly become friends. Harry is replacing Ned as the sidekick. You know, I guess that build up.
Spider-Man. Homesick? Fuck, I don't know.
That's one of the titles rumors, and I hate it.
Spider-Man Homesick. I was like, nah, bro. Like, okay. Anyways, something at home though, that's for sure. But yeah, overall, like,
what's happening.
The
do you think they're going to do Spider-Man 4, or do you think they're just going to stop at Spider-Man 3? How many titles with home can you have?
Oh, you mean just like the home thing?
No, like in general, because I know Spider-Man.
I have no idea.
But like,
because this is all they have. They have him for this movie. This movie contracted.
This will be the third Spider-Man film since 2017.
Right. Well, my only point though is this is they have this contracted as for this film. The deal between Sony and Disney. This
We don't
film.
actually know anything about that contract, though. They could just be bullshitting us. In reality, they're like,
Well, you're
like
right.
everything.
Because all that stuff with Tom Holland being like, oh yeah, I was drunk and I called in the field. That was fake.
Okay, so like I totally get why Sony doesn't want to like work with Marvel, but like I'm also like, why wouldn't you?
That's fair.
Like your universe would grow so much, and you would have nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
All it would do is make your fans happy. Yeah, okay. Well, we won't get enough money because we have to share. Fuck that, man. You'll make a bank if you connect universes.
Pump your money into Marvel. It's only going to become good money. Your money that's small becomes money that big if you put it inside Marvel.
You're being selfish, Tony.
I don't know why it sounded so weird there, but
Okay, so
but yeah. So I mean, Spider-Man 3, awesome. We're excited for it, even if there's no trailer.
nothing. There's
No,
nothing.
But and then the last thing is going to be on December 22nd. So the 9th film, superhero film that comes out this year, and that's Black Adam.
I'm so excited.
What?
I actually am. I'm really. Okay, so we said excited a lot, but like that teaser trailer they released where he was like, they were like, the League of Justice thinks they know everything. I'm going to show them the only justice is mine. And I was like, oh shit! Beat the fuck out of Hawkman. Do it.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I was not expecting you to say that because you did not like Shazam. And
I hate Shazam. That's why I'm excited to see The Rock beat the shit out of him.
So but I was like, well, that's why I'm excited for Black Adam. Okay, because
Fuck
The Rock.
Zachary Levi. The Rock's gonna beat the fuck out of pile drive that bitch.
Well, okay, so I really like Shazam. I'm opposite of it. I really like Shazam. It's a lot of fun to me. I know it's really cheesy.
It's not fun to me. I was so disappointed. I was so excited going into that, and I was so disappointed leaving the theater. I was like, that's it? That's the fucking movie? That's so crap. I hate it. But then, like, Black Adam, I'm like, The Rock's gonna beat the shit out of Zachary Levi? Yeah!
Yeah, let's do this.
Not only that, but, like, Black Adam's like an Egyptian, like, I'm a quote unquote god, essentially.
Right.
That's gonna come in and be like, what the fuck happened here? Just start beating the shit out of everyone.
Just a kid. But I really like the.
I hate it because what's gonna happen is eventually, like, he's just gonna come up with Shazam. Like, it's gonna happen.
Sure.
They're not gonna have The Rock be have his own franchise as a villain. There's no fucking way. It's a family friendly thing. Like, they're not gonna have Shazam lose, the hero lose. This is an Infinity War. You're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
and I hate that, but I really want to fucking see it because fuck Shazam. I'm so mad at that movie.
Well, no, I mean, I like The Rock, and I'm sure The Rock isn't going to let them use his character.
This one time, he's like, yeah, you know, I'm just here for this one movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And I lost, and like, I can't be the character anymore.
Yeah,
Like, no, it's the fucking Rock.
Yeah, it's The Rock. You're gonna use The Rock as long as you can.
100%. The funny thing about Dwayne The Rock Johnson is he doesn't fucking like seem to care what roles he does. He's like, you want to be in this movie? Fuck yeah!
Let's do it. The skyscraper, anyone? Rampage, anyone?
Rampage. He's like, oh, yeah, you know, yeah. All right, I'll do it. You don't even know what it's about. No, the title sounds cool. Yeah, why not?
He goes, hey, Rock, we got this movie with you and Kevin Hart. Done. Sign.
He's like, you don't even know what it is. I don't care.
It's Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
It's my best friend.
Why would I say no to that?
Jumanji.
Actually, I like Jumanji.
No, I do too. I like Jumanji too. But
yeah, he was just like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, Black Adam, though, I really am excited for this
one. The animated trailer, it didn't even show anything. It was just The Rock being like, I will show them the only justice in this world is mine. And I was like, yeah, let's go!
Evil Superman, anyone? That's Homelander. But yeah, so overall, I mean, super excited about all the films that are coming out next year because they're all superhero films, and me and Bryce are nerds.
I'm a fucking huge nerd.
Nerds. I literally have tattoos, Marvel tattoos, and DC tattoos, and kick-ass tattoos, so... And with that down, we'll move on to the most recent film we've seen in theaters, from the Wizarding World of the first installment of the Harry Potter franchise that sets the stage for the monument it has become, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. What did you think of that?
I can recite this entire movie from memory.
Why don't you give us a demonstration there?
Like, the scene has to be playing, but I can definitely.
I know, yeah. It's kind of like muscle memory, you know, right? It's just like
full disclosure, we were fucking like drunk.
Yeah, I was a little drunk when I was watching that movie.
And I was just sitting there. I was like, "You're a wizard, Harry." He was like, "How do you know?"
I did do that. Like, you're a wizard. How does he know? Yeah, the thoughts you're only drunk for, I don't think of. But also, I apologize to the people that will never hear this podcast. The people that were sitting two seats next to us, they got up halfway and
left because of us.
Yeah, well, we don't know if it's because of us, but we were laughing and probably being a little too rambunctious.
You know, the thing is, the movie is 22 years old, and if they don't have a fuck, or is it, no, it's 19. Yeah, it's 19 years old. If they don't fucking know what the movie is, where the fuck is his head? It's not like they haven't seen it before.
Well,
He hasn't seen it before.
You're right.
Fuck them. If they don't want to sit there and have a good time, why go?
No, we were trying to keep it down anyways. I mean, it's not like we're trying.
We tried so hard, but I kept saying everything,
and I just kept laughing all the time. But oh yeah, I mean, it's Harry Potter.
It's a
you know,
classic, man.
It's a classic.
It's a fucking classic. I mean, it is a really long.
I mean, you know, I don't know. It was drunk.
I just watched this in like April, so like it's pretty fresh in my head, and then it was just like, damn, this is a lot longer than I have to remember.
It's so long.
But like, God, dude, like, it's so weird seeing them as kids.
I will still forever not be impressed by the ending of that movie, though. I know that.
Yeah, dude, it felt so fucking cheap, and I know that's how it is in the book.
I know, me too, but I just don't like it. It's just like he touches him, that's it.
It's like, really? You went to a fucking wizard school, and this is all? You don't even use your wand, dude. He doesn't say a single spell in that entire movie.
Are you sure?
100%.
Wow, he
doesn't even say Wingardium Leviosa in that fucking movie.
It's all Hermione.
It's literally the whole film. He doesn't use his wand.
I don't think he even does anything besides catches a snitch.
Yeah, he literally doesn't do shit.
Like, he catches a snitch and then touches some dude's face, and that's all he does in the movie.
It's still so good.
And everybody else was like, Harry, we love you. Or Sarah Drake was like, Harry, you're pitiful. Turn to page 300, which is not in that movie.
I forget where I read it, but yeah, he literally doesn't say a single spell in the entire fucking movie.
Wow. That's crazy. I didn't even think of it. Or in the rest of the movies, it's just stupefy. That's all it is. Stupefy.
Expelliarmus.
Oh, yeah, it is Expelliarmus. But he also those two are interchangeable that he uses.
He literally doesn't know shit. He's like,
or Sectum Sempra.
I've been faking my shit the whole time I've been here.
Doesn't he use the Vada Kedavra at one point?
No, he used Crucio.
To who?
Yeah, Bellatrix that she's leaving.
Oh, yeah. I hate that chick. But anyway, so yeah, we watched Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Helena Bonham. Fucking great actress.
She's pretty cool. I mean, yeah.
Every movie I see her in, she's just having the time of her life. It literally looks like she's just like, I'm here, I'm getting paid, I'm doing my job, I'm having a fun time making this film. And it could be the worst film ever made. Like, she's literally just like, part of being an actress, being an actor is just, I'm having fun. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah,
I'm making a movie.
She would make a great serial killer in some movie.
Dude, straight up, yeah. So, like, she played Bellatrix.
Well, exactly. That's the point. But she plays great villains.
Yeah, she's really good.
Well, with our thoughts of Harry Potter out of the way, we move on to the films.
I gave it 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
For anyone actually caring about that.
So on Letterboxd.
Because I love that movie so much. It's my childhood.
Yeah, I gave it 4.5 out of 5. Again, on Letterboxd. I'm at Mytch Reviews. Mytch is spelled M-Y-T-C-H.
And I'm at Payne Reviews. Payne is spelled P-A-Y-N-E.
And I gave it 4.5. Just nostalgia. Well, I mean, the half star was nostalgia, but it was basically 4 out of 5 stars.
I still think Chamber of Secrets is better.
Yeah, definitely. Chamber of Secrets is a 5 out of 5 film. But I'll talk about that at some point. I don't know if it comes in the theaters or I'll watch it.
If it does, we're definitely going to go see it.
Yeah, no, of course.
Because that's a 3-hour movie. Do you know that?
Is it really?
2 hours and 55 minutes long.
Those are like almost epic movies. That's crazy. So with our thoughts on Harry Potter out of the way, we move on to the film/content we've watched during the week. So I will throw this over to you first, since I didn't really watch any movies this week because I've been kind of lazy.
I didn't watch shit either, man. I haven't seen anything since Harry Potter.
Oh, okay. Did you watch anything on Thursday and Friday? Or, well, I guess for the viewers listening, Magic, I don't know, one of the days that you didn't hear the podcast on?
Dude, I'm trying. I gotta check Letterboxd because
I'll talk about
for those that care. I basically I've been watching a movie a day for the whole fucking year, and so I took like a few days off because I've seen over 500 movies this year. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, that's definitely more than one a year.
I know. That's why I'm fucking tired. Like,
and it's
I needed a break.
Exactly. I mean, and it's September, so
I did watch. Okay, actually, I do know something I watched. I do.
Sure.
The Unbearable Lightness of Being, who has, David Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis. That movie sucked. That movie was fucking awful.
What was it called again?
The Unbearable Lightness of Being. It's 3
The
hours.
Unbearable Lightness of Being.
Yes, it's 3 hours long.
Oh, no.
And I shit you not, I had been avoiding this movie for like 3 weeks. Because I'm going through the Criterion Collection, and it was next up, and I was like, I don't want to watch it. I just don't want to watch it.
For the viewers who don't know what the Criterion Collection is, you want to explain what that is?
The Criterion Collection is a company that has been around since 1987-ish. They started out with Laserdisc. They basically do remastering and imports of films they deem important and culturally significant. And so I think they're on like title number 1040 or something like that now.
Wow.
I own about 300 of them, but I've gone through almost the first 100 titles completely. And so I finally made it to this Unbearable Legends of Ming movie, and I shit you not, spoilers. If you're ever going to watch this, just straight up no, spoilers, I'm sorry. They kill the two main characters off screen at the very end of the movie. So not only is it 3 hours long, but the characters just die off screen.
Well, that sounds like a 0 star movie to me. Like, just don't even rate it at that point. Just don't rate it.
I was so mad. I was like, what the fuck is the point of me watching this, right? Like, the fuck? Okay, I watched 3 movies after Harry Potter. Okay, so 45 minutes of this movie was just sex scenes. About 45 minutes was just, like, the dude, like, cheating on his wife and whatever and just having sex with everybody in town. Like, he went to this one woman, he was a window washer. He's a doctor, but he's a window washer at this point because it was about, like, an uprising in, like, Czech or something. But anyway, he just goes to this woman's like, oh, you're the doctor. I've heard so much about you. And lets him into her house. And she's like, you want some wine? And he's like, yeah. And she goes in and goes, take off your clothes. And she does. She just, like, looks him straight in the face and is like, all right. I'm like, what?
I'll take off my clothes for you, baby.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, he's just, every single woman, he's just like, take off your clothes. And they're like, okay.
That's not creepy.
And, like, the ending sucked, and the ending ruined the whole movie for me. Like, I was like, all right, whatever, you know. It's like 3 star, 3.5 maybe. It's okay. It's not great. And then the ending, I was like, oh, it's fucking 2.5. 2.5 is shit. This is stupid. And then I watched Ingmar Bergman's Autumn Sonata, which is...
What's that?
It's a Swedish film by Ingmar Bergman, who's a very popular director. And this mother visits her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Her daughter is taking care of her sister, who is mentally ill, like handicapped shit. And her mother essentially is like, why did you get her out of the hospital? Why? And she's like, because she's my fucking sister. And then, like, it's basically like 2 hours or an hour and a half of this mother and daughter talking about how like the mother, she was a shit parent, and how like the daughter's like, I felt like I couldn't be myself because like you were overbearing and shit like that. And I was like, there's a little bit of info on me. I hate my mother. And so I was like,
I love my mom.
I hate mine. But I was like, damn, this is really fucking close to home because my mom was a shit mother. Like,
I'm sorry.
Fuck.
That sounds so sad.
Like, I'm gonna be straight up. I had just finished Unbearable Legends of Ming, so I was in a pissed off mood when I was watching this movie too.
Oh, yeah.
And the only way I made it through Unbearable Legends of Ming is I was drunk off my ass. So I was in this movie completely shit-faced, getting sad because I was like, damn, this is like my life. Holy shit.
My life.
Other than a handicapped sibling, I don't have one of those.
You're like Eeyore.
I was like, damn, depression.
This is my life.
But like Ingmar Bergman is just such a fucking great director. It made me so happy to watch one of his films. And then I watched another movie directly after Harry Potter that night called Le Million.
That sounds French.
It's a 1931 French film.
Oh, I was right.
And straight up, it is just about a guy trying to find a lottery ticket that's $1 million, and it's basically just a silent film with fucking singing on top of it.
Well, that sucks.
It did. I was very upset with that movie. I have not seen very good movies this week.
Yeah, I mean, I just was kind of, I wanted to watch Trick or Treat, which I had a voodoo problem or Dean problem, so I couldn't. But luckily,
to watch it this week.
Exactly, because luckily Bryce had lent it to me, so that's cool. But I just watched The Boys, Amazon Prime superhero show, the new episode that had come out Friday, which is really awesome. I won't talk about it too much for those who haven't seen it.
I haven't even seen an episode of that show.
It's really good.
Like, everyone tells me I should since I really like Marvel.
Yeah, you'll for sure like it.
I have so much trouble watching shows.
That's fair. Yeah, I understand that. I'm more of a show person because I like spending time.
You can have a lot of build up with characters. You
right.
get to know them.
I guess movies
are just like, this is them. This is what's going on. This is the problem. Solved.
Exactly, and I like it's just more. I get to hang out with these characters more. That's why I like Marvel a lot.
That's why I don't like TV shows because I'm like, goddamn, fucking 60 hours to get through this. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Because it's like Breaking Bad. It's like I think it's confirmed it takes place within like a year and a half.
Wow.
Like the whole show's a year and a half, but like it's spanned for almost a decade.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like
there's
God damn. It's like or Game of Thrones. Fuck, man. We'll get into the final season.
But yeah. Game of Thrones was awesome except for until the last season, but we won't get into that. I won't talk about TV shows too much. I just want to mention the show I had mentioned earlier when we were talking about Shang-Chi with the main actor. I believe his name was Simu Lee. I always forget his name. I know it's something like that. But he plays a character in a show called Kim's Convenience. And Kim's Convenience is about this Korean Canadian family that own a convenience store in Toronto, Canada, and basically it's just about their daily lives and just it's kind of like more akin to Office and.
Okay, I was like, this sounds really boring if it's not like it's just their lives.
No, it's a comedy. It's a comedy, and it's very funny. You kind of like fall in love with all the characters. It's more of definitely if you like The Office, Parks and Rec. It's not quite that style of show. It's not like they're recording them, but it is very akin to like you can turn on any episode and enjoy it.
Okay, cool. I'll try and check it out.
Honestly,
the episodes they're a lot shorter than Psych. No offense.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Psych's my favorite TV show. I try to get into watch that, but I know it's hard. It's hard to watch them.
It's hard because it's hard for me because it's like I could watch an episode of Psych. It's an hour long.
Right, or watch
a movie that's an hour and a half long.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, luckily these episodes are like 21 minutes.
Yeah, it's like The Office. They just fucking fly.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, those are the two things I watched this week. Not anything movie related, but I'll try to get out some more movies.
Okay, you had a fun time. I had a miserable time. I think that's probably why I didn't watch very many movies. I was like, I watched too many shit once in a row. I'm taking a break.
Well, with our thoughts spiraling into the Filmverse on those properties, let's move on to the film we watched today. Each week before our podcast, we choose a film that the other person hasn't seen. Last week, I chose Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. Bryce, what did you think of it?
The ending sucked. Because I didn't even realize it was the ending. Like, basically, they were like, "Oh, you really say mission accomplished?" I was like, "Wait a minute, it's fucking over!" Like, hold up. Like, I feel so unfulfilled. But also, like, okay, so I haven't seen any Mission Impossible movies, which Mytchel says this is his first Mission Impossible he watched, but I haven't seen any. So, like, I was like, "Who the fuck are these people?" like the guy gets killed at the beginning, and I was like, I assume he was important in the other like 3 movies, but I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
And they're like, oh no, him, and it's like I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. I was like, I didn't know either because I started with Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. I didn't watch any of the other ones. I just know I really enjoyed it when I watched it.
The stunts are fucking dope. Like I was really impressed with those.
Especially since I realized that Tom Cruise did a lot of them. Especially
Tom Cruise is just fucking nuts.
He is, especially that he's going to space with Elon Musk.
Oh, not only that, but dude, when he was doing Top Gun, like the new Top Gun movie coming out, Maverick.
Right. Oh,
he straight up learned to fly a jet. Like,
right. Or what it was? I think one of the newer Mission Impossible movies. He was like holding onto the side of a plane. I think that was.
Yeah, that was the last one. Yeah, no, that was the newest one. I thought.
Fallout. Okay.
I think it was Fallout. I haven't seen him. I don't actually know.
Right.
The reason I haven't seen him is because I was totally like, yeah, I want to go see that, but I was like, I have to watch all the other ones before I watch that, and I don't really want to do that.
I always told that the first Mission Impossibles are okay, but like you really start. I mean, that's where I saw Ghost Protocol, and I feel like I kind of got everything I need to from that.
Yeah, it's like the characters aren't very like.
Yeah, they're not the characters are there to serve the story, which is not.
Simon Pegg was pretty funny though. I fucking love Simon Pegg.
I was surprised. I've seen this movie before, but I forgot that Jeremy Renner was in it. So I was
like, man, Hawkeye looks fucking like Hawkeye.
He does all.
He even acts like Hawkeye.
He does a lot. He's kind of like wrapped in mind.
But I mean, Jeremy Renner just like, oh my god,
he is Hawkeye though.
Yeah, it's like. Oh god, I'm trying to think of a bunch of actors that turn into their characters, like Robert Downey Jr.
for sure.
He became Tony Stark. His ego became Tony Stark. Ryan Reynolds became Deadpool.
But you can argue a lot of those people were them before, though.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but I feel like the more the movies go on, the more they become those characters.
You're right. Yeah.
Now, given at this point in time, Jeremy Renner had only been Hawkeye in one movie.
What character/actor you just think you just automatically assume was that specific character, or not that character, but it's just such a good actor. He can do such a versatile thing. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Oh, because like he's fucking doing The Greatest Showman, singing his ass out, Les Miserables.
Wasn't he in The Prestige?
Yes, and he was the magician in Prestige. Yeah. Also, I love that movie. That movie's so good.
It is really good. I need to watch it again because it's been a minute since I've seen it.
I would let you borrow my copy, but Skylar has it.
Shout out / call out to Skylar. Bring Prestige back if you ever listen to this. But. Yes, I mean it was. I mean, I liked it again. Of course, I've seen it before.
I had a fun time. I was just like the ending felt so like abrupt for me.
I probably give it a 3 out of 5 film.
I'm a little bit more generous. I was thinking 3.5.
I don't give. I'm not very generous with films. I just do how I feel. I don't know.
That's how I am. I always feel bad when it's like something like because on Letterboxd you see other people's ratings, right?
Right.
And then someone was like 4.5, and I was like. Is it though?
Is it
a 4.5 movie? But I guess it's really not.
The biggest thing is to define, which I know. I mean, is to define what you mean. what how you define your ratings. Because some people 4.5 isn't necessarily the highest rating you can give it. Yeah, it's just kind of different depending on how people view their ratings.
I mean, God, yeah, I just do how I feel at the time. And then I've had times where I've thought about it a little bit. And I was like, I give it too low of a rating, or I give it too high of a rating, and I go back through and edit it.
That's fair.
Because I'm like, the movie's really not a 5-star movie. It's probably more like a 4-star movie. I don't give 5 stars right now. I think I have like 27 out of like my 1,020.
Exactly. A lot of mine are mostly 3-star movies. 3 4 star movies.
I have so many 2 and 3-star movies.
Probably because all like those older foreign films like you watch that aren't. Like, I know there are some good foreign films. You have to go through the slush to find the good ones.
Seven Seal by Ingmar Bergman, which is why I watched him in the first place. It's so fucking good. I love that movie so much. But I'm
letting you watch all of the older films.
Find the ones that you want to watch.
Exactly. You can tell me which ones are good, so I don't have to.
But no, I was really impressed with Ghost Protocol. And actually, I think I'm going to watch the other ones in the franchise.
Cool.
Because, like, part of me just wants to know, like, his wife showed up at the end, and you're like,
right.
Yeah, and I was like,
I forgot about that.
What the fuck? And I was like, I didn't, like, how would I know that? I haven't seen this. I haven't seen these. So
I think it's a wife. I don't know.
I'm definitely going to go and rewatch not rewatch, but watch them. Because I've been wanting to rewatch. I say rewatch like I've seen it before.
Right.
I want to go watch them because, like, I remember when Fallout was coming out, and I was like, damn, I really want to go see that, but I can't.
So watch the ones that work to watch all those ones.
Yeah, it's fucking 5 movies?
That's what I did with
2 hour long 5 movies?
Yeah, it's 2 hours long, 5 movies. That's a lot of content to watch.
You ever seen The Shining?
No, but that's what I'm saying. When Dr. Sleep came out,
you're like, I want to see it, but I can't.
Like, I haven't watched The Shining yet, and I just never got around to watching The Shining.
Honestly,
in theaters.
Okay, so this is gonna be a spoiler. I don't know if you actually care, but like, the ending of Dr. Sleep matters to The Shining.
Okay. So yeah, I mean,
it's just because, like, obviously you know of the hotel. Because everyone knows about the hotel. The state we live in too.
Stanley Hotel, right?
Yeah, it's like we're famous for that.
Yeah.
But that's like only the final like 30 minutes matters with The Shining.
Oh wow.
Because it is a lot about Danny, but he's like an adult, so it really doesn't delve too far into like the Shining events until you get at the hotel, which is at the very end of the movie.
That makes sense. Well, with that out of the way, I know since it's your week to pick which movie we're going to watch for me to watch. So what movie did you pick out?
I picked an old one.
Okay.
1951.
The movie's called 1951?
No, that's the year.
Okay, that's the year.
12 Angry Men.
That sounds super familiar. I know I've heard of it before.
It takes place in one room. It is legit just a jury event.
This is the one you told me about.
Yes. 1957. I was off. 1957. It has Henry Fonda, and it's one of my favorite movies.
All right, so I'm going to read the synopsis just because it is for the first time. I was already sure. I know you said it was jury 12 members, and you told me about this like a few months back.
But I love this movie. I want you to watch it.
Right? So following the closing arguments in a murder trial, the 12 members of the jury must deliberate, with the guilty verdict meaning death for the accused, an inner-city teen. As a dozen men try to reach a unanimous decision while sequestered in a room, one juror casts considerable doubt on the elements of the case. Issues soon rise to the surface, and conflict threatens the derail of the delicate process that will decide one boy's fate. Wow, that sounds really, really cool.
It's like one of the best courtroom dramas. It really doesn't take place in the courtroom. It takes place in one fucking room. This whole movie is one room.
Honestly, this will be, especially that I'm a writer, this will be a huge movie for me to just to soak up and to know how much drama and you can get invested in just 12 people in a room.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. And then I'm not gonna spoil too much, but the ending is so fucking good.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't want you to spoil it. I'll want to watch myself.
It's so good. It's so good. I fucking love it. And if you see the cast name, they don't even give them names.
They just jury number 1, jury number 5. That's hilarious.
So you don't know their names.
Dude, you don't even need another Brian, probably.
No, and you don't know anything about the case other than what the ending of the case was, when they're just go to the room.
Wow.
So you learn about the case through them. It's so good.
That's exciting.
You get to make your own opinions as they're making their opinions.
That's really. I mean, this would be a fun movie to watch. I'm super excited.
I watched it this year, and since I was trying to have this rule of not rewatching movies, this totally gives me an excuse to rewatch this movie. So I'm so excited because I was drunk the first time I watched this. So I'm
it was so good. I was watching it again. It was over.
Dude, yeah, my grandma loves this movie too. I told her I saw it, and she was like, "Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies." I was like, "What?"
My grandma, 12 Angry Men. Did you like this?
But yeah, I'm so excited. I've been I was like sitting there last week and I was like trying to figure out what movie I was gonna be like, man, I don't want to do something I haven't seen because I want it to be something like I could share with him.
Right.
And I was like looking at my Criterion collection, and this is one of the first movies I ever bought from my Criterion collection, and I was like, yeah, we're definitely doing 12 Angry Men.
Definitely. Well, that's exciting. I'm super excited for that. Well, thank you for joining us all as we talked movie news, shared our thoughts on Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and delved into our weekly movie watches. Be sure to follow us and turn on notifications to get updates every time we post. You can stay connected with me, Mytchel Chandler, by following me on Facebook and Instagram at author Mytchel Chandler, and on Twitter at Mytchel Chandler, and Mytchel is spelled Mytchel, and on Letterboxd at Mitch Reviews, and again Mytch.
I think I'm gonna need to get some social media because mine's like so pathetic compared to yours. Well, make an Instagram just for this.
I know we need to make an Instagram for our podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a personal one. Like I have
your
a personal one
too, yeah.
but like I don't post on it. So I'm gonna get a personal one, just like I fucking post it. So I can be like, follow me on Instagram, or make a Twitter. Just be like, follow me on Twitter because I don't have.
But in the meantime, where can people find you?
You guys can read my reviews for movies I watch because I watch a lot of them at on Letterboxd at Payne Reviews, Payne Reviews. I'm working on getting other social media because like his takes like a paragraph.
I know.
It takes like a little like sentence.
I have a lot. Well, that's all for this week, our fellow cinephiles, and until next time, Excelsior!